Ivanka Trump is likely in big trouble. Maybe. A recent report from Mother Jones, David Korn specifically of Mother Jones, revealed that Ivanka Trump likely lied during a deposition that took place on December 1st as part of the ongoing investigation and actual lawsuit into the Trump Inaugural Committee's actions, which the Attorney General of, I believe it's Washington, D.C., thinks that the Trump organization may have used the Trump Inaugural Committee, which is set up as a nonprofit, as inaugural committees are supposed to be. They may have used the committee to enrich themselves, perhaps even overcharging at their own hotel to put more of this money back in their pockets. I've discussed it at length both here and over at Ring of Fire, so if you're not familiar with that, go check on the backstory. Here's the news story. Again, December 1st, Ivanka Trump goes in for a deposition, swears under oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help her God. And when she is asked specifically about her involvement in the Trump Inaugural Committee, she has this to say. Again, all right, this is from Mother Jones. Let me read it word for word. She was asked if she had any, quote, involvement in the process of planning the inauguration. She replied, quote, I really didn't have an involvement. Ivanka testified that if her, quote, opinion was solicited, end quote, regarding an inauguration event, she would, quote, give feedback to my father or to anyone who asked my perspective or opinion, end quote. And that was as far as her participation went, so she says in this deposition, again, this past December 1st. Well, Mother Jones got their hands on some emails. In fact, Mother Jones got their hands on a lot of documents that basically revealed that Ivanka was in fact involved in this inaugural process leading up, to the inauguration that took place January 20th, 2017, and all the events that followed it. She was involved from the beginning. She was involved in the decision-making in some cases, she was actually involved in crafting the menu for what the people were going to eat that night. Like, that's how deep her involvement actually went. And there are documents that back this up. And again, if you want to check them out, see what Mother Jones reported, follow the link in the video description. It'll take you there. But I got to say this. This entire story does, in fact, make it look like Ivanka Trump lied. Now, here's the problem. And here is why Ivanka Trump may not actually be in any trouble for this. Her reply, I really didn't have an involvement. Okay, but we've got you in these documents here, all these different dates, all these different instances where you're helping to plan events, you're planning a menu, you're planning guests to attend, you're trying to get celebrities, you're trying to get all this, and you're going to tell me that's not really an involvement? The reason she may escape any punishment for lying under oath is because her answer was subjective. She didn't say, no, I had no involvement. She said, I didn't really. And believe it or not, folks, that response may be the only thing. The way she phrased it might be the only thing that prevents her from being prosecuted for perjury. It may seem small, it may seem stupid, but trust me, those words that she said in response to that question, those were planned out. She knew exactly how to phrase that to both distance herself from it and to not distance herself. That's kind of a legal gray area, isn't it? It's subject to interpretation of who looks at this. We can tell from the emails that, yes, she had an involvement. We can tell from Stephanie Winston Walcott, who is actually working with prosecutors and giving them all of this information. We know there was involvement. But we don't know what her statement truly means in the eyes of the law. Now, we know what it means, but a court views it differently. That's how this family operates, though, folks. That's how the Trump family has always worked. A little word here, a little tweak there, and suddenly you've created enough confusion about your statement in the eyes of the law, to get away with it. We see this happen all the time, not just with the Trump family, but with a lot of these bigwigs. They choose their words very carefully. Sometimes they're even coached by their own legal team on how to say things. Ivanka Trump shouldn't get away with this. It's very obvious that she lied under oath. But proving that beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law is a lot harder than you would think.